Hey, it's Kyle Madsen with your top stories on Sports 1140. Love the high-energy music here. The Minnesota Timberwolves have fired head coach and team president Tom Thibodeau. Assistant coach Ryan Saunders, that's Flip Saunders' son, will take over as the interim head coach. The NFL playoffs kicked off over the weekend. The Texans fell to the Colts 21-7 in Houston. The Cowboys held on for a 24-22 win at home over the Seahawks. The Chargers staved off a furious comeback by the Baltimore Ravens for a 23-17 win in Baltimore, and Bears kicker Cody Parkey banged a 43-yard game-winning field goal off the upright to give Nick Foles and the Eagles a narrow 16-15 win in Chicago. And your Sacramento Kings had yesterday off, but they are at home again tonight against the Orlando Magic. The Kings looking to snap a 4-game losing skid. Our coverage on these airwaves on Sports 1140 begins with game night at 5:30, Kings live at 6:30, and then join the G-Man for tip-off at 7 o'clock. It's 8:02. Time to call Sierra Pacific for this winter's best deal on a new furnace. Call Sierra Pacific now, 800-551-3040. Those are your top stories, and now it's time for the third hour of The Drive on Sports 1140 KHTK.
Rise and shine, sleepyhead.
I'm not letting you go to work today.
Wait, what?
Everybody, listen up.
Welcome to The Drive.
Morning, morning, morning.
You're gonna talk.
Get on the phone at 339-1140.
Pretty awesome, huh?
Jump in on our text line at 441140.
Everyone is talking about it. You must know that.
The Drive starts now.
And sometimes you don't realize stuff until you change it, but we've had a lot of new music this morning, as promised. We're going to switch some stuff up. I think the most popular texts on the Jiffy Lube text line today have been about people freaking out about songs that they recognize. For example, we didn't play Toto's Africa at 7:35. Don't worry, it's not going away. Dude, like losing their mind. And I feel like that's people that get in the car. We don't think about it like this, Kyle, but people that get in the car every day at the same time, go to work. They hear Toto's Africa every day if they get it at the right time. They rely on it. It's like their alarm clock. Relax. It's all right.
Hey,
Delilah.
Delilah.
Hey there, Delilah.
Hey, Dan, what's the matter? Oh, boss, just a really tough day today. All the kids were giving you trouble, trying to get them ready for school. No, everything is fine until I got in the car and turned on Dave and Kyle and didn't play Toto.
Give me, do me a favor, write the following teams down, would you?
Bless the rains down in Africa.
Portland, Utah.
Oh, gosh, that's too many.
Phoenix, Clippers. Portland, Utah, Phoenix, Clippers.
Yeah.
All right, for Portland, where are you, Portland?
It's in Oregon, north of California.
Thank you. 6-4.
Yep.
Utah, 6-4.
Yep.
Phoenix, 2-8. Clippers, 6-4. Somebody said on the text line, and I'm not quite sure I understand where they're coming from, but I thought we'd do a little research off the fly, or on the fly. Would be interested in who the top 4 toughest scheduled teams are. That's the 4 ahead of the Kings. And how they did the last 10 games. Throwing out the 5th toughest schedule is not meaningful without complete data or results from the top 4 toughest team results. I don't understand that point.
I think trying to say, like, if all the teams ahead of the Kings, so with the 4 hardest schedules ahead of the Kings, have been better than the Kings, then them having the 5th hardest schedule doesn't matter, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I can only take the Kings in a vacuum. The Kings are not the Blazers, or not the Jazz, who've had an insane schedule. The Jazz schedule has been stupid so far. It's unfair. Yeah. It really is. But guess what? They'll be just fine. Go find yourself some odds on on the Jazz making the playoffs and take that bet right now. Who is this? Do we know who this is?
No.
It's The Drive. Caller, who's this?
Yep. This is Mike.
Hey, Mike. Hey, how are you? I didn't see the name up there. Welcome in.
Good. How's it going, guys?
Good, buddy.
Just these last couple games have been like heartbreakers for the Kings.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, the one that stands out the most is the New Year's Day game against the Blazers. But my reason for calling is the Warriors game. What a shootout that was! And I know you guys have been talking about the heat checks, But the reason I'm calling, it seems like when Chris Paul goes to the lane or Curry goes to the lane, he gets a slight bump. He's going to the line. My question is, when do you guys think De'Aaron Fox is going to maybe get some of those calls? Or, and I'll take that off the air.
All right, thank you, buddy. Thank you, Mike. Let me speak on that. I'm sure you have something to say there, Kyle. First off, I think our obsession as Kings fans, our obsession with the referees is well warranted and very well placed at times. We have every reason in the world to be suspicious of referees. So let me get that out of the way. But
Kings fans probably more than any other fan base in sports.
Truly. Kings and Warriors each went to the line 14 times on Saturday. And not only that, but maybe you missed this, but they called, Steph Curry had a little feint step back, very, very similar to James Harden, and got called for a travel on it. And you saw Steph hold up the 1-3 on his chest and show it to the referees, which I at first thought was him reminding everybody the lead they blew.
Right.
But in fact,
or 3-1 in the last 4 titles, maybe.
But in fact, what he was doing is he was holding up a 13, which is James Harden's number, and basically saying, not basically, he's saying to the refs, James Harden gets away with this. Why don't I get away with this? Now, I will tell you something about that. I agreed with that call. I didn't have a problem with the refs overall, and you have to look at the refs in a complete picture. Yeah, I guarantee you they blew some calls against the Kings, and I guarantee you they blew some calls against the Warriors. But the refs were not an issue. But I will say Steph should have gotten teed up for that. And I think because it's Steph, I think there's about 10 players in the NBA that don't get teed up for that. That's showing up a referee. And he held him up for quite a long time, and he followed the ref around with the 1 and the 3.
Kind of bumped into him, too.
He didn't kind of. Now, he shouldn't have been teed up for physical contact. There was physical contact,
right.
But you can
tell.
A
lot of other players in the league.
You can tell when players have relationships with referees, and it's not malicious. I wouldn't have gone there, but your point's valid. That's a technical foul and should have been called, and it wasn't.
When is De'Aaron Fox going to start not getting technical foul? No.
By the way, I think De'Aaron Fox, has gotten away with a couple of times, a few times this year where he's been able to get a little bit mouthy with the referees, and they have looked the other way. Fox has started to pick that up a little bit, and he's getting some of those calls and some of those non-calls.
Yeah, the thing I was going to say, I won't get into because it's not important, but I don't think Steph gets that many calls. That's all. Nobody wants to watch the referees. Nobody cares that a ref's getting chirped at, and them throwing a technical at a player doesn't really help much.
What do you mean?
I mean, I feel like refs have been a little more lenient this year.
Yeah.
Just with everybody, and I think that's good. I think officials not taking everything so personally is better for basketball.
Yeah, I do. I do to a point because it all builds. Mm-hmm. What I don't want to see is what I don't like is after every freaking play, nobody in the NBA fouls anyone ever, and everybody bitches at the referees constantly. Right. And yes, I love DeMarcus Cousins, and yes, I hated that about him. Could not stand it.
Go
Still
play
can't.
Defense, man.
Just shut up and go play defense. You know what you do? You take the ref aside at the next timeout, and you ask him to look at that play. Yep. We had DeMarcus on this show years ago, or it was out of the bowling thing that the Kings do. And I asked him, do you ever bitch at a ref in the first half or during a game and then go look at the tape and the ref nailed the call? And he said, all the time. All the time. I go back and I look and I go, DeMarcus, you're stupid as S word. You look stupid as S.
Fun fact about that recording session you did, I was the one monitoring that.
You were?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Did we talk?
Nope. Yes, we did. You were like, hey, plebe. Make sure this gets done. Okay. It's my first couple months working here.
Hey, plebe.
Hey, what'd you say your name was? Yeah, I don't care.
That is hilarious. Am I seeing this right? I was really trying to look something up before we move on to kind of, am I seeing this right? Is this right? I'm looking at NBA basketball player stats and free throws attempted.
Uh-huh.
Because I was going to come after you about Steph Curry.
Yeah.
Am I seeing right that De'Aaron Fox has more free throws attempted than Steph Curry?
Okay. There's someone just picking up their phone right now and breaking their phone, typing this so fast, because he shoots more threes. Mm. But Steph Curry goes to the
Montrezl Harrell has more free throws attempted than Steph Curry. Steph Curry. Okay, now let me switch that. Only 27 players in the NBA have shot more free throws this year than Steph Curry, and he shoots almost all threes. He's obviously getting calls.
He doesn't shoot almost all threes.
Almost all threes.
Almost all?
Okay, watch this. Steph Curry.
I bet less than half of his shot attempts. Maybe just over half.
Okay, watch this.
Probably 11 threes. I think he takes like 20 shots or 21 shots.
Steph Curry this season has attempted a grand total of 579 shots from the field.
Okay.
502 were three-pointers.
Shut up.
Okay.
Like I said, I bet he shoots like 20 or 21 shots a game, and he's probably at like 11 threes a game.
He has shot 579 times this year. 329 of those have been from three.
And I bet a bunch of the other ones are like in the paint.
Only 27 players in the NBA have shot more free throws than Steph Curry, and well over half of his shot attempts have come from beyond the arc. Kyle.
Okay.
Boom. Roasted you.
Oh, I'm so roasted.
Should probably go home.
That's Mitch.
Hi, Mitch.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
Hey, Mitch.
Well, you just smooth right here. I'm just driving down here. Talk about the Kings and one thing about the NFL playoffs, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Please.
I want to see the Kings make a trade for another forward. I don't want to see them get in the lottery. Because if they're in the lottery, I want to see them get one of those Duke plays. Those are going to be the top 3 picks. And get rid of these ping pong balls.
Oh, so you're saying you want to see the Kings get either Zion Williamson or one of the other 2 kids?
RJ Barrett.
RJ Barrett, there's a third. But, yeah, you want to see him get Barrett or Zion? Yeah.
I want to see Zion Williamson.
Well, you want to see them get one of those Duke players with their first-round pick this year.
If they don't make the playoffs.
Gotcha.
I think they got to trade for a forward.
Like a small forward?
Any forward, just to help them out, because the baby and Giles and Bagley's is taking a sweet time getting back.
I gotcha.
So their first
Bagley's rebounds have been way down, Mitch, over the last couple weeks. I will give you that.
So so if if the Kings get the number 1 overall pick this year, do you think they should trade back and accumulate more picks?
No, get Williamson. I think he's got LeBron written all over
Got it. Cool.
Oh, they don't have a first-round pick. You're right, so they gotta make the playoffs. All right, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
The years are flying. I'm getting mixed up with 2020 already.
Hey, you got snow in New Jersey, Mitch. I understand. I love Mitch.
Mitch is my favorite caller.
Yeah, he really is. He is mine, too.
He's the best.
You got everybody driving around. Get this guy off the air. We don't have a first-round pick. He caught himself, though, and he caught me on the Bagley thing, too. I tried to get one with the Bagley thing. Bad takes from Mitch. All right, you want a good take? How about the end of that? Bears-Eagles game last night. That is a tough spot. That's a tough situation. Here's the Bears call.
Kicking toward the north end zone at Soldier Field. 3 for 3 on the day. 10 seconds to go. Parkey lines it up. O'Donnell on one knee. Gives him a look. Extends his right arm. Scales sends it back. Placement made. Kick by Parkey from 43. And it hit the upright. It is no good on the crossbar. And the Eagles are celebrating here at Soldier Field.
I don't even know how to respond to that.
Painful.
You see the flight of the ball. It's a little bit crooked, but you never imagined it could hit the upright again.
You never imagined it could hit the upright again? Did you really never imagine Cody Parkey could have hit the upright again? I mean,
you know what that means? That means that color commentator was sitting there going, hey, at least we know he's not hitting it upright. No chance that happens again.
They probably bet in the press box whether or not he'd hit the upright again. Much more fun call in Philadelphia.
This is it right here. Ball is snapped, placed, kicked, and it is no good. No good. It is no good, and the Eagles win.
He missed it.
Again, it was off the upright, and the Eagles have won. The Eagles are winning and will win 16-15. What a win for the Eagles as the season continues.
I love him, but now I can't get it out of my head. He sounds like Don Imus. And I've shouted out him before. I love the Eagles play-by-play guy. Or you got that. I'm Don Imus. The kick is up and it's great. He's got that. It's like if Don Imus and Bill Walton had a baby.
Ew.
It'd be an ugly-ass baby. Okay, so those are fine calls. But
not as fine as this.
Not as fine as this.
Pie de Cody Parkey. 43 yardas. El snap. Le mete el pie. Distancia, dirección. Le dio el poste. ¡No! ¡Falló! ¡Oh! ¡No, señor! ¡No, señor! ¡No, señor! ¡No, señor! ¡No, señor! ¡No, señor! ¡Los Eagles se van con la victoria! ¡Ay, papá! ¡No, señor! ¡No, señor! ¡Chicago! ¡Chicago! ¡Nos vamos para New Orleans! ¡Filadelfia gana el partido! ¡Le dio al poste!
So do you have to, like, here's what I wonder. Like, is it an uncomfortable thing when, like, in the press box, do you have to take that announcer and put him in a special, like, section of the press box? Like, I just wonder
he has a radio booth.
You think they have, because I know some places are set up where you have, like, the home and away booth, but you also have auxiliary broadcast. Do you think he has his very own booth?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. They're not, because people in the press box have to write and work. There's signs, at least at Levi Stadium, there are signs that say, like, quiet,
sure.
press working.
Sure.
There's no way you're having this guy rolling around the press box doing his radio call. He definitely has a booth of his own.
Why is somebody I don't know instant messaging me asking about monster truck tickets? Just got a notification. Somebody instant messaged me on Twitter. By the way, I thought my DMs weren't open. All those ladies sliding in. Leave me alone. I'm married.
That's weird because somebody, when you said that, I literally at the same time got a notification. I was like, oh, I must have gotten the same message. No, it's somebody asking me about the Titans quarterback situation and whether they should bring in Joe Flacco.
Oh, it's a great question.
My DMs are open.
Mine shouldn't be. I got to correct that.
Splash.
Thank you, G-Man. All right, so let's talk about that kick real quick.
Real kick.
Because Lance Woods is coming in about 10, 15 minutes.
I wish Lance Woods was an Eagles fan so we could see the Lance Woods Eagles video after that.
Although sometimes, I'm not going to lie, Lance Woods' Kings loss videos are
way better.
They make me laugh, and
yes.
I'm not in a laughing mood. So we have video proof that Trayvon Hester tipped the kick. He tipped that kick. The Parkey kick was tipped. I was looking at the video during a couple breaks ago.
No, senor!
Oh, yes, senor. It was. And Hester confirmed that he tipped it.
Did you tip that? Yeah, I got a piece. It was on me.
From the 916, why is the Spanish language guy hate old people in Chicago? That took me a second. No, senior. Get it? Yeah. It's no, no, senor. No, sir. No, sir. No, sir.
Wait,
go ahead.
If you see, here's what. If the Eagles guy had just gone off like that and said, like, no, sir, no, sir, I feel like it wouldn't have had the same.
No.
Like, at that point, you're like, dang, dude, scale it back.
Nothing is as good as a Spanish call in every aspect.
Chicago.
Nothing's ever as good. If you're a Chicago Bears fan, do you forgive Cody Parkey when you see that video of the kick being tipped?
No.
Why?
It's on you to kick it high enough that it doesn't get blocked.
But can't we acknowledge it? How long was the kick? What was it? 37?
If that was the first post he'd hit all year, or his first bad miss,
Sure.
then you're going, you know what?
Are you? Are you really?
Oh, no. I think once you take a step back,
Okay.
you're not calling for the guy to be cut. Whereas this is like, dude, this was a problem all year. You couldn't correct it, and it came back to haunt you in the biggest game of the season. I don't care that the guy got a finger on it.
All right.
Kick it over the line and down the middle.
It's a 43-yard kick. I don't think the wind was that bad in Soldier Field, but it can be.
He drilled the kick seconds before.
They didn't get a finger on it.
I know.
So why aren't we going after the line for letting this guy get a finger on it? I mean, somebody,
get the trajectory right, my guy.
But you, if it was like a 28-yard or a 31-yard,
too high,
right? Like you can't. You have to lower the trajectory
right,
for the distance.
Understood.
Well,
but the guy who had a issue all year clanging kicks off the post, clanged the biggest kick of the year off the post. The fingertip that the lineman got on it, people aren't going to care.
I will say this in Chicago's defense. Chicago fans have a habit of forgiving people that screw up playoff games for their teams.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, Cody Parkman.
You're thinking of Jack Parkman.
Yes. Jack
He
Parkman
played for
from
the White
Major
Sox.
League. Yes.
Yeah. I understand why you get them confused.
Yeah. Not as good a movie as the first one, by the way.
No.
I don't know. I feel bad for him, but I get it. We got all week to talk about these games. We'll move on from Chicago, Philly. I think we'll spend quite a bit of time tomorrow. We've got to talk about Dallas. I don't know what the hell is going on. I don't know what to think of Dallas. And I honestly didn't know who I wanted to win that game. I'm happy with the way it turned out because screw you, Seattle. But I wouldn't have been sad if Dallas had lost either.
They're debating on one of the talking head shows.
Oh, God.
Did the Cowboys win or did the Seahawks lose?
So stupid.
It's that kind of mind-blowing question that keeps me tuning in.
I just couldn't do that.
Splash.
Well, if we want, we do have a clip, by the way, of who's the studio analyst that got every GM job? His name was mentioned.
Mike Mayock.
No, not Mike.
Louis Riddick.
Louis Riddick. I believe it's Louis Riddick making his Super Bowl prediction at length, and it was all about why he thinks the Bears are going to win the whole thing.
I saw a stat.
Yeah.
That's all.
Okay, we'll take a break.
The top 5 Football Outsiders has their DVOA stat, which just kind of factors in. I don't know the exact thing, the exact equation they use to calculate DVOA, but the top 5 DVOA offenses are still in the playoffs, and none of the top 5 defenses are.
Oh, so that goes against our thing when we're talking about, well, maybe is this the situation?
Right. And I think that Bears defense was good enough to support the defense wins championships mantra, but
yeah, real quick,
Cody Parkey.
We got a break.
The Vikings are an awful, awful talented football team, but I just believe in what Matt Nagy has constructed along with GM Ryan Pace up there in Chicago. I don't think this team loses anymore this year. I think they go all the way down to Atlanta, and let me just up the ante. I think they win it. I think they win it all.
He is picking the Bears. Can we just come out on camera? I don't mean to do this. I'm not the director of this show.
How about just do that?
You didn't tell anyone you were going to do that. You were picking the Chicago Bears to win the Super Bowl now.
Let's just put it out there. Look, I believe in this, all right? I believe in...
Yeah, more on that.
More on that.
All right, Lewis. Kyle, do you have something to say?
Hey, it's time to get ready for the International Sportsman's Expo, January 17th to the 20th at Cal Expo. Get tickets at sportsexpos.com.
We'll take a break. When we come back, we're going to update you on this huge contest that we're doing for the big game. You're going to want to know all about that. It is huge. And Lance Woods is going to join us for the final half hour of the show. Also, Kyle's cold, hard facts right here on the Drive, Sports 1140 KHTK.
This is Kyle Madsen with your top stories on Sports 1140. The Minnesota Timberwolves fired head coach and team president Tom Thibodeau after their 108-86 win over the Lakers yesterday. Assistant coach Ryan Saunders, that's Flip Saunders' son, will take over as the interim head coach. The NFL playoffs kicked off over the weekend. The Colts are moving on after blowing out the Texans 21-7 in Houston. The Cowboys held on for a 24-22 win at home over the Seahawks to move on to the divisional round. Rookie quarterback Lamar Jackson struggled for the Ravens for the most part against the Chargers, but his last gasp effort in the closing minutes came up short in the Chargers' 23-17 win in Baltimore. And Bears kicker Cody Parkey had a chance to win the game over the Eagles, but he clanged his 43-yard attempt off the upright in the final seconds to give the Eagles a 16-15 win in Chicago. And your Sacramento Kings had yesterday off. They're back in action tonight at home against the Orlando Magic. Our coverage on Sports 1140 begins with game night at 5:30. Kings Live is at 6:30, and then tip-off with the G-Man is set for 7 o'clock. It's 8:32. Time to call Sierra Pacific for this winter's best deal on a new furnace. Call Sierra Pacific now, 800-551-3040. Those are your top stories, and now it's back to The Drive on Sports 1140 KHTK.
The best morning show on KHTK. The Drive continues now.
We are the best morning show on KHTK.
That's a fact.
That's a fact, Lance Woods. Sir Lance Woods on the Twitter machine. What is it? Is it just Lance Woods on what's your Instagram?
Everything else is just Lance Woods. Instagram Lance
Well,
Woods.
who took Lance Woods on the Twitter?
Some egg who hasn't tweeted.
Come on.
He tweeted one time.
Oh, you got to contact Twitter about that.
Yeah.
I tried to call him.
You call him?
I called Twitter. They didn't answer.
Oh, 1-800-TWITTER works. Doesn't it? 1-800-TWITTER. Yeah. 1-800-TWITTER. I don't know if that's a customer service.
Okay.
You have to speak in 140 character sentence, so it's very inefficient.
Isn't it 280?
280.
Oh, they
Kyle.
stepped their game up.
Wow. Get with the program. Lance Woods in studio. Hello.
Woo!
Yeah, right? Wait, hold on. We can do better than that. We have a studio audience. I just have to turn up their microphones.
Okay.
Let me hit the applause right there.
Yes, Lance Woods, everybody.
Hey.
Dang, dude,
we might have to stop clapping when I'm like family now.
You are family.
You know when you start to come over to my house enough times, they say, just go get up and get it. Stop asking me to go to the, where the fridge is at.
It. We need to get a mini fridge and let you stock some of your stuff in there, whatever it may be. Whatever you want.
Headphones.
Oh, yeah.
His AirPods.
V8 juice.
I'm telling you, that that's the thing. When y'all get the wireless AirPods in here, that's when y'all going to really change the game.
I think we had this conversation on air about a month ago as we were talking about Bluetooth. And here's this is the honest to God truth. I've asked the engineer so many times, like, hey, man, can we get Bluetooth in here so we can we don't have to deal with these wires? And like you say, you can do the AirPods, you can do all kinds of stuff. And they always give me some like, well, the way the board is when it's 1.21 gigawatts and it just doesn't function. I know
they speak a different language.
And they're full of garbage.
Yeah.
They just don't want to do it.
Yeah.
They don't want to.
You know how bougie you would get with AirPods in here? Yes, this is formerly Carmichael Dave, but call me Granite Bay Dave from now on. And I come to you lesser financially stable listeners to inform you about this barbaric act of sports and this pish-posh football that you peasants seem to drool over.
Is that a French-English accent?
I think so.
It's Fringlish.
I think so.
I'd be Sir David of Carmichael.
Yeah, Sir. Hear ye.
We were
Can I
talking.
get this?
Before,
Can I
yeah,
get this in?
yeah.
We have to. It's a great thing we have going on. A lot of people are excited about it.
I'm very happy.
I know you are.
Very.
Lance, I know you're stoked. It's time to get ready for the International Sportsman's Expo, January 17th through the 20th at Cal Expo. Get tickets at sportsexpos.com. That's right. I'm not lying to you.
That's the same studio audience.
Oh man, they sound happier that time.
How's this work? They're just texting us. So we've got the text to win coming up at 8:40. We'll still be on the air. They just text us, right?
Right. Yeah. There will be a. I believe there's a thing that plays.
So do we have
our spot?
Well, that's what I'm saying. We're going to be on the air. So how does that work? Do you just play it while we're on the air?
No. It'll be at the top of the break.
Okay.
So after Dave says, back right here on Sports 1140 KHTK.
Excuse me, Lance.
I'm going to hit the break.
Yeah.
And that's when the thing will
But
go.
it says on the thing at 8:40, but we don't break until 8:41. That's why I'm asking.
Well.
It's
It's at the top of the thing, so we got to go.
want to tell you, Lance, the big game dream party. It's the big game party, by the way. Let's just be very clear.
It's a game that's larger than other
big
games.
Game. It might be called something else somewhere, but we here call it the big game.
Like the massive plate.
We have very well-paid lawyers that tell us to call it the big game dream party.
The Jumbo Cup.
Tonight's game.
No. The big football game that is going to happen in a few months.
The February big game.
That big game, yes.
Oh, okay.
It's not the small. It's a very big game that's happening. It's the Big Game Dream Party presented by Melrapton Honda. You're going to be able to win a 65-inch TV, $2,500 in Lazy Boy furniture, and a $500 gift card to Sprouts Farmers Market Monday through Friday of this week. Qualify 3 times a day by tuning in at 840, 140, and 340. When you hear the code word, text it to 441140 or enter it at KHTK.com to qualify. All qualifiers get a pair of lift tickets to Sierra at Tahoe. Must be 21 or over to enter. Details at KHTK.com. Before you came in here, Lance, we were talking about loving hearing you after games and after wins. And I said, I don't like saying this, but you might be even better after losses because your audience, and by that I mean me, I'm the only one who I can pay attention to. I don't want to laugh after a loss, but I always do, and that's got to feel better for a comedian to get a dead audience or an angry audience to actually laugh rather than people that are already hammered and having fun, and you pull that off.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Did I just insult you somehow?
No, not
that's
at all.
That's what people sometimes say when they get insulted. I meant that.
So this is what it is. After a loss, you have to be more humorous.
Yeah, okay.
Because after a win, it's just excitement.
Sure, okay.
It's just excitement.
Right.
So that's like a difference. It's like I know how to tell a joke, so
sure.
I can tell a joke excitedly, but then after a loss, I have to tell a joke and then sprinkle in this and do that and make you see this. But yeah, I get what you're saying.
You had a couple. You always have a couple of great lines. Every time I retweet what you do, a lot of times I'll quote tweet it with like the line that you have in there, and this was no different. This is after Saturday's loss to the Warriors.
But be encouraged. We took the back-to-back champs at full strength down to the wire. Soon as we figure out how to close out them games, the league is in trouble. That's the growing pains of a young team. We'll be just fine. But let's talk about Buddy Hield, the future All-Star, going shot for shot with the Splash Brothers. Let's talk about Justin Jackson with the career-high 28. Way to ball out. Let's talk about something else, though. The amount of bandwagon Golden State Kings, Sacramento Warrior fans that was in the arena. It was disgusting. Most of them wasn't Warrior fans BC before Curry, and the rest of them came along AD after Durant. It's disgusting and despicable. But don't worry, they'll be back to Kings fans in no time.
That was the line, too.
That was awesome.
BC and AD.
Man, so you say you wasn't. It was crazy. There was a whole section that started like this "Go Warriors" chant in the fourth quarter when it was getting tight. It was like a pizza square of them all sitting together.
Pizza square,
not square, a slice.
Slice.
Pizza, yeah.
Oh, pizza square.
Sometimes I eat thin crust.
Crust.
Of
course, like a flatbread.
Yeah, the flatbread because I try to watch
just a big conglomeration of stupid people chanting together in their fresh Curry Durant jerseys with the tags still on them.
Yeah, and I be having to cut stuff out the video because I'm like, this is all right. I've said enough. But there's like they had like the new car smell on them, and then it was like they saved on gas money because they all rode in the same bandwagon.
Of course. That's right.
You need the air horn?
I'm still looking for that horn. That is the most annoying sound ever. They do it at the end of the Jack in the Box commercials. They did it at that E40 concert. It did it in between every song.
The one I just did?
That one you just did.
That's the battle rap horn. I can get it for you.
The battle rap horn? That's what it's called? Oh,
Don DeMarco. Some battle rap stuff there. I don't know if you...
It's like I hate that sound, so now I want it so I can play it on the radio. Like I hate that sound.
But nah, it was thick, and there was thicker Warriors fans in there, if that's what we're gonna call it.
Well, you asked me off the air. You said, "Were you at the Warriors game?" I said, "I don't go to Warriors or Laker games. I just don't. I actually watched the Kings-Warriors game at a friend's house with our kids and everything, and they're all Warrior fans, but they're very close friends of ours, and they've been Warrior fans for a long time. Like, they're originally from Oakland. Like, I respect that.
You was with your black friends. Keep going.
As I said, I was with 3 of my friends. I mean, so we're over there, and the sister. The sister. I'm not saying not the sister. You know,
I thought you meant like the sister.
Not the sister. The guy's actual
the
sister.
A or the ER.
The E.
Whoa,
whoa. I don't know what to do. Let me.
I don't say it either way.
I need to check the rule book here.
Is it sister or sister?
My friend's sister.
Okay.
Not the sister.
Okay.
She kept, like, after every play, you know, the Warriors would make a 3, whatever. Yeah. And she's wearing this glittery Golden State Warriors jacket and all that. They have a TV in their garage. I watched the second half in the garage by myself, and then they all came out afterwards to hang out. They said, "Where did you go?" And I said, I can't watch the game around you.
Away from you people.
And I meant you people when I said it.
2019.
I meant you people. Let me be clear. By you people, I meant Dirty Warrior fan. I can't be around you people or the sister. Sister. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back with Lance Woods. It's The Drive. Sports 1140 KHTK. What's on tap? Brought to you by
necklaces.
Let me tell you, there are very few ways for you to express your own individuality and at the same time shout out your grandma. Necklaces.
I feel seen.
Right? Necklaces, man. Get yourself a necklace today. What's on tap? Orlando Magic come to town, Lance Woods, and they're taking on our Sacramento Kings. Oh, let me get your mic on. Is that you got?
I got him.
There you go.
Good.
Oh, there you go. You are good.
Check.
Check. 1, 2.
We gotta have this one tonight.
Yes, we do.
And you know, we're on a 4-game losing streak, and it's like I got a weird feeling about it because I'm kind of excited that I'm upset about a 4-game losing streak.
To all playoff teams, right?
You know what I'm saying?
But I'm with you.
But it's like, because there was a time when it was like, we only lost 4 in a row. That's what I'm talking about.
Right.
We own to something. But now it's like, out of the 4, I'm saying we definitely should have had 3 of them.
3 of them. We gave up leads in all of them.
All 4 of them.
All 4 of them. The Lakers one we gave away, what was it, 7 points with 2 minutes left. You had the Denver Nuggets, the Trailblazers in OT.
Lakers lost unexcusable. Portland lost unexcusable. Denver, a little more understandable. Jamal Murray just went out of his mind in the second half.
He's good.
The Golden State loss, you know, the problem is very clear. It's the last 3 minutes when it's time to get a good shot.
Yeah.
And we're not getting the shots that other teams are getting.
Playing that prevent offense.
Yes.
And it's
yes.
But they're so, that's what I was saying earlier. As pissed as I am, they're so young, and you know this is the most excited I've been about a Kings team in probably 15 years.
Yeah,
they're gonna get that.
They're young, and you can see now. You can look at, okay, this is what we need.
Yep.
And you know, some of the stuff we need is just some birthdays.
You're right. Not except Buddy Hield.
Yeah,
we already got an extra one.
Yeah, he gonna be 38 by the time the season over. Grandpa Buddy, back in my day, a birthday was just in your mind. Ooh.
We have to call him Bud Hield now. He can't be Buddy anymore.
Nah.
Hey, Bud.
Hey, Bud.
This is the first time I feel like the Kings have had, with the exception of DeMarcus, but I feel like the Kings have like NBA good players,
right?
And not just like, oh, these are good players for the Kings. Like
yeah,
this is.
Well,
you
know what the Kings always had? The Kings had players that could be good in the right system.
Right.
It was like role players,
like Bellinelli. He'd be good in San Antonio. Like where everything else makes sense, he just comes in and plays a role that's specific to him. But now it's like, no, these guys are you can build some stuff around these guys. But the next step that we need to take offensively is we need someone to get to the free throw line.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
We do.
Because that's
go-to.
If you're looking at the last 3 minutes of these games, if you look at Portland, you look at Dame Lillard, can get wherever shot he wants, and he can get to the free throw line. Then you look at Denver and Jamal Murray and Jokic, same thing. And then if you look at Golden State, all 13 of them. If you look at the Avengers in Golden State, with Thanos still sitting over there in a suit, waiting to come in and.
All right. Time after time after time. By the way, that line, Sac favored by 5.5 tonight. We got to get to cold hard facts. Kyle,
I like the Kings minus 5.5.
What'd I say? Did I say the
No,
Magic?
I said I like the Kings minus.
Gotcha. Kyle, I forgot how much I missed these text to wins. Did you hear what the code word was? Did you happen to catch it during the break?
No.
Okay, because can I tell you what we're being texted?
Yeah, that it wasn't clear, and we're getting 3 different words.
Blitz, bliss, glitz, blimp, flip, glip. Who's texting glip? What is a glip?
I don't understand. How did somebody listen to that and say, "Oh my God, cancel the Carmichael Dave show. This is awful."
Yeah,
that didn't sound.
Right.
I mean, what?
Did that?
What?
My dad's texting again.
Oh, what terrorist would text such a thing like that?
Nobody said that. Nobody texted.
Lift live.
So, given that it's a party about the big game, which is a football game, I'm guessing it was Blitz.
I guess. I think it's Blitz. Lift.
Can I give my cold hard fact?
Yeah, play the guy with it.
It's time for the Coors Light Cold Hard Fact of the Day. Here's Kyle Madsen.
Hey, here's me.
Hey, Kyle Madsen.
Did you know that? Okay, let's forget about the Kings for a second.
No,
we need to. Just for 30 seconds. Can I have 30 seconds without the Kings? 28, 27. Luka Doncic is averaging this season 19.4 points, 6.7 rebounds, 4.9 assists. He is if he finishes the year averaging at least 19, 6, and 4, he'll be the 9th rookie ever to do that.
So?
You want some of the other ones?
Yeah.
Elgin Baylor, Oscar Robertson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Sidney Wicks, Larry Bird, Michael Jordan, Grant Hill.
He might be Sidney Wicks.
That's right.
It's a great point.
Thank you, Lance. He might be Sidney Wicks.
He could just be Sidney. You know, it's funny. I like Luka. I like Luka.
Mm-hmm.
I don't all the way get it yet, but I like him.
Like you're not convinced he's going to be a badass, or?
Yeah, no, I think he's a good player.
Oh.
Like I'm not I'm watching.
You're not convinced he's going to be Michael Jordan or Larry Bird.
Yeah,
okay.
That's a lot. Like, and you got to talk about, when you talk about a rookie's performance, you got to talk about opportunity.
Sure.
Like he came in and they gave him the keys to the car.
Yeah.
And a lot of Kings fans have brought this up, much like Tyreek Evans got the keys when he was a rookie because they wanted that 25-5. And I remember seeing a poll, I think it was 90-something% of Kings fans would not have traded Tyreek Evans for Steph Curry after their rookie seasons. Mm-hmm. That obviously changed. Mm-hmm. Personal? No. I don't like talking about the Luka thing because I get a lot of crap when I talk. I wanted Luka Doncic badly.
Okay.
I shouldn't have badly.
You said you wanted him
Blitz.
Right. I did. And on top of that, King's weakest spot is arguably the 3. That's what he'd play. We'll see what happens. I also love Marvin Bagley, but the flip side to that, as you said, is opportunity. Dennis Smith Jr.'s regressed at their point guard. Would he have had a bad effect on De'Aaron Fox? And we get Bagley back tonight, I think. So.
Yeah, Bagley is what, like 13 points right now, and
something like that. Yeah,
13,
much less
12
minutes.
and 6.
It's like 6 rebounds and
far
lot
less
minutes. And
right.
As soon as you come in, instant offense, instant energy,
yes.
production, rebound, and it's like if you gave him the keys to the car, you might be saying, look at what Marvin Bagley's doing.
If they were a worse team and they just threw it over to him. Yeah, I completely agree with you.
You know, because even De'Aaron Fox is like, he didn't have this opportunity last season. He got hurt too, but we immediately brought in George Hill and said, okay, and we paid George Hill. So it wasn't just like
$20 million.
We paid George Hill, so he's gonna play.
Yeah.
So you draft the stud point guard, but you also bring in a veteran, and he learns behind the veteran. So it's like you don't have the opportunity to see that. Oh no, this dude is like special.
Right. And we see that now. Now that he's getting that. Did you happen to hear, by the way, the Spanish call of the Chicago Bears missed field goal?
I was listening to it on the way here. I heard you go, but I want to hear. Why not hear it again? That was awesome.
One last time.
Pie de Cody Parkey. 43 yardas. El snap. Le mete el pie. Distancia, dirección. Le dio el poste. ¡No! ¡Falló!
Oh.
¡No, señor! ¡No, señor! ¡No, señor! ¡No, señor! ¡No, señor!
Ah. It's just the sprinkles on top of the sundae, man. It really
No,
is.
senor! No, senor! No, senor!
No, señor!
No, senor! I'm going to Chipotle today. You want guacamole? No, senor! Sour cream? No, senor!
They're just, you say no, senor, so many times. They're just like, sir, you have an empty bowl here.
Yeah.
Like, what are you saying?
You don't want anything.
Let's plug some things, Lance. Your Instagram is Lance Woods.
Lance Woods.
Twitter is Sir Lance
Woods. Facebook, Lance Woods. Christian Mingle.
Lance Woods.
Lance Woods.
J-Date.
Lance Woods.
What's the, not Grindr.
You know my Snapchat is sexual charcoal.
Is it?
That's a fact.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
Sexual charcoal is my Snapchat.
That is awesome. Well, we're done. We'll be back at 6 a.m. tomorrow. Go Kings.
Go Kings.
Jim Rome is next. Our thanks to Lance Woods. We'll see you in the morning. Bye. Bye now.